Hi there, this is Brian with the 4T Podcast, coming again with you with another Teacher's Tangent on another game that I created in Scratch. This game is called Bad Blocks. Now, what Bad Blocks is it's a series of 25 blocks that there are two bad blocks inside there, and the kids have to guess the right ones, and whoever guesses the wrong one, a character pops up, and then all the numbers reset, and they try and dance around the bad blocks. So let's take a look at this here. So here's what it looks like in Scratch. Now this game is rather simple. It's not really complex. So what we're going to do is we're going to put it in full screen here first. So click this blue box right here, and you can click this to take it out of full screen back into editor. Let's go into full screen here, and let's say you want to use this in tandem with a PowerPoint. So just hit the escape key, and the escape key turns it into a window. And you can minimize it. You can pull up a PowerPoint that you're going to use in tandem with it, or you can just have it so you can just go back and forth between things. So let's start this out with bad blocks. So click the start button here. Once you click the start button, it's going to ask you how many players. Now, how I originally envisioned this game when I first created it is that there's in between 3 to 6 players to the game, or 3 to 6 teams to the game, and what they would do is they each choose one number. Now what I found is sometimes in class just choosing one number can be a little bit boring, because sometimes it'll take a long time for someone to actually hit the bad block number. So what I've done is that usually when I teach this in class, I just have them choose 3 numbers or choose 4 numbers, or depending on the number of kids in class, just to make it a little bit more interesting. So let's take a look at this here. So what happens, let's going to put in 6 for 6 players. Alright, so you see the little red ball up here in the top corner here? What this red ball does, it just tells you which team is next if you're doing it one at a time. So if you're just choosing one number at a time, this will just move back and forth between the teams. Now, if you want to do 3 numbers at a time, then it's just going to go at random, and I wouldn't worry about teams and numbers and whatnot. So let's just take a look at this. So if you click a safe block, now I'm just picking these at random, so I don't know, because the computer chooses whichever number is going to be the bad block number. So let's choose 5 here. All right, so it turned green, which means it's safe. And as you saw, as after I clicked it, it moved, the red ball moved from team 1 to team 2. So let's click another one here. 3. Okay, so that one's safe. So now, if you have children choose 3 numbers, they have to be like 2, 7, and 8. Okay, so all of those are safe, and we've been lucky so far. So when you hit a bad block, what's going to happen is you're going to have a creeper from Minecraft pop up, and then it's going to make the hissing sound like it does in the game, and then it explodes, and then all the numbers reset again. So let's go ahead and find a creeper. There you go. Yep. Now it exploded, sound is done, reset all the numbers. So now you can just keep going with this, and it doesn't matter whatever you press here. The numbers are randomized, so even you don't know what they are. And a lot of my kids play Minecraft at school, so they go nuts when they see this. Especially some of a lot of the younger kids, like in elementary school. Junior high school kids still like laugh and giggle. Some of them even cover their ears, but usually the elementary school kids just absolutely love this. Well, that is Bad Blocks, a very just simple rendition that you can use in class. And if you have them choose like 3 numbers at a time, like let's say, okay, I want number 9, number 13, and number 19. Oh, safe. So the kids, and then you move on to the next team and make the next team choose, and then the next team chooses. So however you want to do this in class, where you can either have teams make other teams choose, and then they get like a -1 point or something like that, or you have it where you have each individual student choose. Just depending on how you want to use it in class, you can use it any way you want that way. So this game is available in a Google Drive folder that I've set up, and it's free for anybody to access. And if you've never used Scratch before, there is a README on how to use Scratch. And there is the Scratch website you can go to get more information about it. And there's a how-to of what you need, what software you need to install, and how you need to install it. And even if you use like a Debian-based version of Ubuntu, or not, a Debian-based version of Linux, like Mint, Ubuntu, and like Debian itself, you can follow the steps on how to install it that way as well. So this is Bad Blocks, and like I said, it'll be shared as an open source game that you can use for teaching in class in that Google Drive folder, and I'll leave it in the description below, and you can find all the information for it there. All right, well, this is Brian with the 4T podcast on a tutorial on how to play Bad Blocks, and just so you know, if you need to reset things and go back to the beginning, hit this little green flag here, take you all the way to the back. All right, so this is Brian, and I will talk to you later. Bye.